Hi guys, it's Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take you for a walk around an Honor Line ITI cargo trailer, 8.5 by 16, 9990 pound GVW. Shown here white in color. It's got a few options on it, including the ladder racks. Let's take a walk around this trailer. We'll show you all the standard features. So we're going to start out up front. Trailer's going to have a 2 5/16 inch coupler. It's going to have a 2,000 pound A-frame jack. Now you notice it is a zinc jack, not a traditional painted. It's also got a fully sealed wire harness with a 7-pin blade style plug. Now this one does have a dual prong connection as well instead of a single if you get one bent or whatnot. Notice the trailer's also got triple tube tongue instead of the regular A-frame. That third drawbar going back to center just gives some extra support. If you see a third drawbar, there's also going to be a header going across the trailer. If it's just got an A-frame, it goes back. So you got a lot of extra support on the drawbar, but then also the header going across. We like that they use a little bit heavier duty safety chains on these than your traditional cargo trailer chains. Sounds like a little detail, but these are more of an equipment grade chain, not more what you would see on a normal box trailer. It's also got a nice high gloss tongue. Everything's blasted and prepped properly. A little bit better than we see some just paint over whatever's there. 2 5/16 ball. Also safety breakaway cable, of course standard. Everything's breakaway cable and then ran to a junction box for your wiring. Nice little detail. So this is a 6-inch tube tongue, 6-inch tube mainframe. Notice there is also a sand foot on the jack. Nice little detail. Some of them don't put that there, and then whenever you want to unwind the jack, you've got to have a wood block or similar. Just makes it a little bit more user friendly. So this particular unit is white exterior. This is an 030 metal. There is also 024 in the market. This 030 just lays a little bit smoother than the 24. The 24 is a little bit thinner, about 20% or so. That little bit extra thickness just keeps it from looking wavy. Also, I said it is semi-screwless. This is a 16 on center wall stud. So basically every third wall stud you've got a seam, and it is fully screwed. So basically there's 3 different styles of exterior in the market. You've got fully screwed, which generally is going to look the least appealing, the semi-screwless, and then the screwless. So screwless is a nice setup. Some folks do like the semi though as well, because you got the peace of mind of knowing those joints every 4 foot are fully screwed. Not often, but occasionally on a screwless trailer you'll get a pop. Normally it, of course, will be at one of the seams generally. Another thing we like on the ITIs, these have the 3-inch bottom trim. A lot of times in the industry, you're going to see a 1-inch trim. Just finishes out, makes it look a little nicer. You've also got the 3-inch top trim. And actually, if you take a look at the screw pattern, those are lags, not trim screws. Also more of them in your trim than what we see in some of the other trailers. So that's something else to take a look at. Now, these ladder racks are an option. Some folks on 8.5s will go 4. A lot of times on 16-footers, we'll just see 3 front foot or so back from the front, rear, and then 1 in the middle. This has actually got a 4th one, a little bit heavier duty. You also notice those are made out of 2x2 tubes. Sometimes we see them out of 1x2. So again, 4 ladder racks there, and this is a 16-foot box. Front driver's side corner, oftentimes you'll see a side flow-through vent. They're designed for cross ventilation, the intake here, and then the outtake on the rear passenger side. Intake's generally always going to be front driver's side corner, opposite the vehicle's exhaust out the passenger side. So as this is an 8.5 wide, just to be clear, the body of the trailer normally is only going to be about 8'4", because you got to account for the fenderette. Fenderettes are roughly another inch. So your body on these is going to be about 8'4". To the outside of the fenderette there is where they're measuring the 8.5. Now this is a 6-lug wheel. That's because this is a 5,200 pound axle upgrade on this 9990 pound GVW. When you go to the 6-lug, of course, you're getting a 225/75 R15 load range D 8-ply radial tire. That's going to be on a silver wagon wheel. Now, a couple things you'll notice here. This has the black cap on the end of the axle. It's because this does have the Easy Lube hubs. And this also is a Dexter Axle assembly. So if we zoom in, you can tell it's a Dexter. It'll tell you Dexter Axle. And with Dexter, they're now putting the never adjust brakes on. So just like a car, it's going to self-tension throughout the life of the brake assembly so that you're always at the proper tolerance and always have maximum braking. So as this is a barn door, you're going to have a door holdback. Now this is an aluminum holdback, not a plastic holdback. Important to note, plastic holdbacks generally we find over time, if it's going to be a high use situation, it's going to eventually crack and bust, be a maintenance item. Thin strip clear lens LED lights, give it a nice clean look. Again, this is your barn door. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Another little detail we like, these are Flexco hardware. We just find that they fit better than the Imperial Chinese hardware that you oftentimes will see. So these will swing all the way back. Some folks like the barn doors for contractors just because you can get in a tighter spot. Very simple to use. Your keeper latches even with one hand. Those are a solid door. Some just have a perimeter 1x, and then the center of those is pretty loose. So being that each of these doors are roughly 4 foot, you can swing those in a little tighter space. If you have a ramp door that comes out here, it comes out about 6.5. So a barn door you can fit in about 2.5 foot less space, give or take. And actually, technically, if you're really tight on space, you can swing those doors open and then get in your spot, and you can use even less space, where a ramp door is always going to take that 6.5 foot. So inside the trailer, a couple key measurements. One, some guys want to know, what's my opening from side to side? So again, we said outside box is about 8.4, outside fenderette's 8.6. You're going to lose about 4 inches a side here. So you're going to end up with about 7 foot 8 inches on your opening width. Now your opening height, this is a 6.6 inside height trailer. You're going to lose about 6 inches on your header. So from your top to bottom on your opening, you're going to net about 6 foot of height. One thing that customers do seem to like on ITI, they are one of the only manufacturers that we have access to that uses plywood inside. A lot of times you're going to see Advantech or OSB or some form of glued together board, strand board. This is plywood floor and wall. This one actually has a little bit of an upgrade on a wall to just a finished out wall. One thing that is standard on all these is going to be the molding instead of the Lawan trim. Just gives it a nice durable finish, good looking. Lawan, a lot of times you're going to have to staple back on. We deal with it, of course, all the time. Another thing that's a little bit different, the top of this is mill finish instead of Lawan. The reason that mill finish is there, all your wiring's behind there, so it gives you simple access to the wiring. Just like the tongue, the fender here is finished out. It's prepped properly. It's got a high gloss finish, gives it a nice look. Fenders, in case you're wondering, generally run about 10 inches high, about 6 foot for length. Comes in from the wall about 6.5 inches normally. Wiring gets junction inside if you ever need to access it. Fairly simple to get to. Inside of your exterior flow-through vent. And then your cross ventilation, your outtake for your side flow-through vent as well. 2 dome lights are standard. You've got one at the rear, one near the side door, and then you've got a residential style wall switch. Also, this unit we'll show you in a second has an RV style door. The RV style doors are solid. It's nice. Also, it's got an inside lock, and then you've also got an outside key lock. So you got a deadbolt inside or outside. Then outside you can lock that handle as well. Tubular studs in the ceiling. You also notice this has a full sheet, 48-inch wide of Lawan on the ceiling, and then outside that you're going to have your foam gasket tape. Just keeps your noise down, and then also it prevents electrolysis between the steel and the aluminum. Some only put a little 16-inch wide strip. And you've got to worry about your aluminum roof contacting your steel cross member and potentially getting electrolysis. Now, these are painted bows as well. Now, that is one thing to point out. This is a one-piece aluminum roof, not a Galvalume roof. A couple benefits there. One, of course, would be there's no steel in your roof. The Galvalume roof can rust over time, but this is also a one-piece aluminum, not the seam-together Galvalume. One of the last benefits that I appreciate crawling in and out of these trailers on a hot day, aluminum certainly reflects that heat, whereas the steel generally is going to absorb a lot more of that. And we got a keeper on this side as well. Got an RV style door. I believe the door on this is going to be 32. It is the nicer RV style with the metal handle. It doesn't have the plastic handle you often see. Also has the aluminum door holdback just like the rear doors do. RV door also doesn't have the strap hinges. This is going to have the full piano hinge. Makes it a little bit nicer. Stone guard on this is also going to be a 2-foot stone guard. Sometimes now you'll see a 12 or a 16 inch. It's got a full profile stone guard. Also, if you look at the top corner here, this has the newer style bullet LED lights. Gives it a nice clean look. LEDs certainly bright. Doesn't take a lot of power to supply them. Let's go ahead and open this door up. So again, you can lock both the handle or the deadbolt assembly. Unit like this is going to weigh in at about 3,000 pounds. Being a 9990 GVW, you're going to get about 7,000 pounds net legal payload. Also doesn't count the tongue weight that's going to get transferred to the truck side. That amount's going to equate to about another 15%, depending on how the trailer's loaded. You could actually potentially payload as much as about 8,000 roughly pounds on a trailer like this. Some folks say, well, how come a 16-foot can actually carry more than a 24? And the answer is, well, if you got the same running gear and the trailer weighs less empty, you're going to be able to payload more in the actual trailer. Super handy size, certainly with a barn door, we're gearing this toward a contractor. We get a lot of guys this same size, though, with a ramp door that also want to haul bikes, UTVs, ATVs, all kinds of toys. This same trailer we stock in a ramp door with a flat floor for landscapers. Very, very handy sized trailer. It's available in different colors. This one here is white. We also stock it in black, silver, charcoal, and pewter. It is available in different lengths as well. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring, 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.